Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is The Break Room, episode 4. This is live from the Superbook Westgate Hotel in Vegas. Some things went down yesterday that I'd like to discuss. Well, let's just introduce the guys here. You know, we got first time on The Break Room. Make sure in the mic, you know.
First timer, you know, being on the content side, it's good.
That is such good.
It's great to be back with what I'm good at.
Yeah, what's your name though?
My name is CEO Trent Attyah.
And then we got over here.
I'm the director of brand strategy for Book It Sports, Jason Herman.
And just so you guys know, this is Jason's the guy that's normally behind the camera work for The Break Room.
I don't need like that big of an introduction.
I'm just letting them know. Face behind the name. All right, we're getting into it. Also,
why is this mic like slowly falling?
It's kind of like my UCLA money line bet. All right. So on that note, though, there are some things I want to discuss with this group.
You gotta tighten that. Yeah, you got.
All right, we'll fix it in post. There's some thing. Oh, hold on. No one show the label because unless they cut the check.
There's no free sponsor.
Yeah, unless they cut the check. Yeah. So there's some things I want to discuss that happened yesterday. When this gets released, it'll be the Saturday game that happened where UCLA faced off against the Gonzaga Bulldogs and it went into overtime. Before that, I just would like to get your guys' reactions on the fact that I also took Houston money line.
Yeah, I mean, I told you before the game.
We all told you.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I think Trent made a good point yesterday because a lot of people, I made my bets early, and then everyone got mad at me that I was fading you guys after you guys had made your bets after me. So wouldn't that be you fading me? Because I knew Baylor was winning. I think Trent knew Baylor was winning.
I don't think I said anything.
You came up to me and you were like, yo, Giroux is about to go off. And I go, first of all, this Giroux guy is a defender. His over is 10.5. Like,
yeah,
he's not scoring double-digit points. I mean, I'm a Syracuse fan, so I watched that Houston game, and they're a defensive team. I saw their team total was 64. I was like, they're not hitting 64 points. Baylor is going to be the best offensive team they've faced. So, I don't know. I thought it was going to be like a backdoor, like, 6-7 point win for Baylor, but clearly you were just so off.
On the wrong side. I couldn't get a read on the board last night, but big credit, you know. I think you were undefeated in prop betting last night as well.
Well, you know, as one of the producers for Book It, watching Prop Talk, you know, writing rundowns and kind of learning from your guys' mistakes, I've kind of...
there's no rundowns for Prop Talk, but yes.
I've realized, you know, what it takes to make props, and I think I was...
Sharp.
Yeah, I was sharp yesterday.
Hell's Kitchen.
What did I have? I had...
Relax.
Marcus Sasser over 12.5. He had like 17 of Houston's 20 points in the first half.
Yeah.
Oh, and Trent, you want to talk about the guy Eminem, Matthew Mayer?
Oh, Matthew Mayer.
The mullet god?
Over 6.5. Smack.
Was a lock. I mean, he had 7 in like 5 minutes.
Smacked.
I mean, 6.5 was too low for a guy.
But how about Johnny Juzang coming through for
Johnny on the spot. Well, hold on. We're not to the UCLA game.
Let's focus on.
I mean, but there was really nothing even to focus on that Baylor game.
Well,
Matthew Mayer. Let's talk about Matthew Mayer for like 5 minutes.
Matthew Mayer. Let's first talk about the mullet. Because, I mean, that thing is handcrafted to perfection. What do you think? No, when he goes to the barber, what do you think he says? Do you think he's like the regular? Like, is that his usual?
I'm Matthew Mayer. You know what I need.
No, I think
that's what he says.
I think he went to the barber and was like, just fix what's going on here. He said, I don't care what you got to do, just fix
And that barber turned on the clippers and went, it's mullet season.
Yeah.
Like,
I know exactly what you need. Say less.
I know exactly what you need.
Yeah, I absolutely
wrote
6.5
is
that
really
first
low.
game.
Yeah.
And then it all came down to the UCLA game, but we'll talk about that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
You missed that one.
Yeah, I didn't see the board at all in that game. But also, can we talk about one of these lays you placed? Especially the silliest lay I think I've ever seen.
I was a sharp last night. I rode this parlay, the Midwest Mike parlay. Midwest Mike is a capper on the Book It Sports app, and he's the man.
The Book It Sports app, what is it? It's your app for all things sports fans and sports betting fans alike, where you can track your bets, post to the feed, follow your
an advertisement mid.
Yeah, he always does that. Like, so on the Book It app, I was writing, Book It Sports, I'm going to tell you, and then goes off for 2 minutes.
Listen,
and then
never miss a chance to plug, okay? That's our job.
But we had a parlay last night. It was 200 to win 1,000. And Gonzaga first half money line was way bigger of a sweat than it needed to be.
Minus 500. You had a couple. You had a minus 500 in there. You had a minus
1,000, minus 1,100, minus 800, minus 240, 250, 190.
So no spreads in there.
No spreads.
No.
Not a single spread.
No. Midwest Mike doesn't touch spreads for the parlays. For the parlays, at least.
Yeah, let's jump into the UCLA game, and I want to start with the first bet of the night on that UCLA game that I made actually, and it was the race to 10 points.
That was lit.
And
dude.
if
That
you
was
watch
Well, hold on,
that
before we
game-
get there, let's just talk about the Juzang prop because
Oh, yeah, the Juzang
because
prop.
the Juzang prop it took a while.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
went into the second half.
Let me
Juzang.
set-
Johnny Juzang jumper to start the game.
Yeah.
Had us all on our
Well,
feet.
let's set the scene. We're sitting at the Superbook. Shout out the Superbook. And we're sitting there in the booth. Shout out the Superbook in the booth. And this is what happened.
Superbook, what is it?
Superbook, what is it? So it's basically no. So what happened was we're in this booth and we're looking at some tasty props, and Jason looks over to me, and he goes, "I'm starting a train." And it's the Johnny Juzang over train.
But I didn't want Mikey Over on this train because we know what happens when Mikey Over goes up.
I immediately grabbed everyone I could in the booth, and we got everyone on the Johnny Juzang train. We're like, tickets on the train. We're riding this thing until the wheels fall off.
And I got the ticket. I was like, I need to get my ticket for the train.
When we locked that in, I walked back to our booth screaming, "I got a hot ticket here! I got a hot ticket!"
I felt it. I felt the vibes, and I didn't even mean to plan to put $100 on it. I only wanted to put 20 on it,
I wish
but
I put more on it.
I only had
slap.
a $100 bill in my wallet, my last $100 bill. And Gary V just texted you, Nick Yale.
Yeah, Gary Vee just texted
Wait, what? Gary V.
That's
Mid
definitely
broadcast just a text from Gary Vee. What?
It's the break room. Holy shit.
Yeah,
Gary
next
V.
we're gonna get a text from Joe Biden. Out of
Gary
here.
V. Get involved.
Nick's just changing
wait,
our contact names.
but I only had $100 in my wallet, and I was like, do I want to go to the restaurant to like break it for 20s? Fuck no. I just was like, fuck it. I'll put 100 on it and hope it
Throw a
hits.
hundo
Hope
on
it
Johnny.
hits.
Yeah.
My last $100,
Throw 100 on Johnny on the spot.
and
Oh,
Johnny's
you're
using.
sitting on the fridge.
Oh wait, that's even better. Hold on. Oh no, Trent's blocking it. Oh wait, hold on. Oh my knee.
This is a disaster.
The fridge just spewed all the drinks. The fridge just spewed. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Hey, I don't know, Raz.
They gotta cut the check before you show the brand. Easy. Wow, if you guys saw that fridge, it just released
This
itself.
is the new break room studio. Fridges.
Oh my god,
Dude, I made sure I didn't even touch your cap.
You just
dude.
hit my
I
fucking
made sure
foot.
I didn't
All right,
touch
let's
your
stay
cap.
focused.
All right. So, yeah, but let's go for. So we wrote an absolutely silly Johnny Juzang player prop
What?
that
Silly?
let's look back in hindsight smacked.
Smack. No
Let's
stress.
let's also talk about real quick your first to 10 points.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's go. We'll
that's
get
where we're
back there.
going.
We'll get
And
back
then,
there.
I was looking at the book and I saw a race to 10 points plus money UCLA, and I saw juice. So I got on the juice. And let's break down what happened in this first to 10.
Quite a sequence.
I mean, it was, I would say, one of the most unbelievable things I've ever seen.
We thought you were done.
Yeah, it's
Rolled.
got down to UCLA down 7-8, and Gonzaga's coming down, and Suggs has a wide open layup, and I was like, oh, it's toast. It's like actually toast. Meanwhile, we're fired up. Johnny Juzang started off the game, banged a 2, got us so excited. Johnny
I'm
on
riding
the
with
spot.
Huncho Jaime Hawkes over too.
Yeah,
So Jaime
Jaime-
had a couple points. Missed a couple free throws early, but we were looking good. Everyone's feeling good. We had this race to 10. We're
Yeah,
all
so
rooting for
then
Mikey.
Suggs goes to the line, or goes to the cup, absolutely misses, and UCLA gets a bucket.
Yeah, you're lucky Suggs doesn't know how to use the basketball.
We are now, except when it's a buzzer beater
Oh, yeah, facts.
with 2 seconds left. And then, so he turns and UCLA starts
Bricks,
firing,
yeah.
like firing down the court. And I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Jaime Hawkes in the corner. Connection.
Corner
3 ball.
three.
I look over at Jason as it's in the air, and Dave.
I got Jaime Hawkes
and
over.
Dave,
He's got a race to 10.
because they had the over.
Everyone's riding UCLA just like, as you know.
It's
on the
7-8.
side.
UCLA down. Bangs the 3.
Banged it.
Like, absolutely banged the 3. Pandemonium. Absolute pandemonium. Started the night off excellent. I also took UCLA money line. The guy at the book gave me a little chirp and was like,
That guy was so rude.
are you sure? I
That
was
guy
like,
was so rude.
Well,
Yes.
he asked for UCLA money line, and then you got your ticket, and it wasn't UCLA.
and he
money
gave
line.
me the spread. And I went back, and he was like, are you sure you want to do
He was
that?
gonna
And I was
do you a
like,
favor.
yeah, dude. He tried
That
to
guy
do my
was
ass
so
favor.
rude.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I went to the booth and I asked for $10 on Baylor money line. She like clicked her bunch whatever. She's like 10 to win 4. And I was like,
Are you unit shaming me right now?
and she was like, you want to up that? And I was like, I see what you're doing.
you're
Fuck no. I'm getting out of this.
Just give me my money back.
I should, yeah.
But yeah, now let's fast forward. So the UCLA game, I think one of the best games in
I've ever
NCAA tournament history.
Don't
honestly.
even remember it.
I honestly couldn't tell you.
Happened.
I couldn't tell you what happened until the last 4 seconds because it was just
We
so
found out this
high
morning
octane.
that it went into overtime.
Yeah, it went into overtime.
But you actually didn't know when it.
I mean, I like, remember now, but
Mr. Y'all didn't know.
because it went into overtime because Juzang had the charge.
Yeah, I
at the
know.
end.
Oh, the
yeah,
charge!
And then if you were following along on Twitter,
Charge,
LeBron
dude.
James tweets,
This is
"Yo,
so good.
they be calling everything a charge in college basketball, capital everything." And then he responds to that at LeBron James, "But that was a good call nonetheless."
Just put the phone
the
down.
most
What does
LeBron.
that mean,
Put the phone
bro?
down. Just put the phone
It's
down.
like,
Just
yo,
put the
that
phone
call
down.
was fucking horrible.
Just
But
put the
no,
phone down.
honestly, like, great call. Great call.
You think that was a good call? You think it was a charge?
No.
No, I'm just saying what LeBron said. I don't know. It seemed like a charge. I don't know.
I feel like in that game, I don't know if you call that charge that late in the game.
But-
But so goes to overtime. I have UCLA money line. I think everyone else bets cash at that point, right? Like I was the only one with a bet still alive because I had UCLA.
Well, I
money line.
needed UCLA plus 14
Oh, you
for
had
my
the spread,
lay.
you had the spread,
And
you had the
overtime, I know 14 is a lot of points, but like overtime is not what we want.
No, overtime is not where we wanted to go.
I think Gonzaga went up like 6 or 7 in OT, and I was like, it's gonna be a lot of free throws, and this could
Yeah.
be really unfortunate.
This could be super unfortunate. So then, game is going. Everyone watched the game. I don't need to walk you through a play-by-play. But we're in the last seconds of overtime. And there's an iconic video that in post we're going to put up. So now that you've seen that, this is
That's
okay.
gonna be a tough edit.
Iconic video, and this is what I really want to talk about. This is why I wanted you guys on. Okay, when that layup went in for Juzang, where were you guys at headspace mentally? I was like, couldn't be sweatier and more nervous because it kept the bet alive, tied the game. So where were you guys at mentally in that video when that layup goes in?
I was under the assumption we were going to double OT and
Right.
was about to lock in, get ready to sweat it out. I might have placed a live line on something, and we had about 2 seconds to react to that layup going in, and we were all just going nuts. We were going nuts.
So here's what I want to hear though. In that video, there's an iconic moment. I'm gonna call it iconic because that's what it is. Where Jason embraces me because my
So it was after the Suggs shot.
yeah after the Suggs shot because then Suggs came
by the
down.
way, when Juzang ties the game, I'm low key because like I was putting on my UCLA money line like face, even though I just had UCLA plus 14. So when Juzang tied it, I'm like, you know that meme with like the dude with like the smiley face, but then behind like it's like a fake smiley face, he's, like, so mad. That was me because I want UCLA to win, but in the back of my mind, I'm like, we cannot go to a double OT
No,
because
we
like
cannot.
if we keep
No,
on
we
playing,
cannot.
Gonzaga's gonna run away and somehow win by 16.
Yeah, we
So
can.
I was like, wow, this could.
But then Suggs hit that shot, and this is what I want to talk about. This is what I want the majority of the show to be about. Jason embraces me for a hug,
Here we go.
and
Here we go.
I was in absolute like shock. Couldn't have been more upset, more shocked. So many emotions going through my head, and a nice embrace. And then I feel an absolute bum rush on my back of an excitement hug. And I just want to know what, like, I want you to walk me through
He
that from your
claims that
point
it
of
was
view.
a sad hug,
Yeah.
but then if you watch the video, he goes, "Oh my god!" Meanwhile, me and Mikey O'Ver were like this,
Yeah.
and then Trent just comes and like celebrating. And we're like,
Yeah.
"What the fuck is this guy doing?"
I want you to walk me through what the mindset was there.
The mindset was that I just saw one of the greatest shots of all time, and I think it was a completely rational way to react. So all this BS about me,
But including yourself in the hug, what was the thought process there?
that you just lost what would have been your most sharp bet of all time, and I was like, God, I got to get in this bro hug, give him some sympathy.
No,
here."
see, like-
that was
No
literally
sympathy.
it.
You know, like after the game, the whole UCLA, the 5 players on the floor, they like went and like huddled up like right after it ended,
Yeah,
and they were
yeah,
like,
yeah.
it was an emotional embrace.
Like, that's tough.
But then you had the other side of the Gonzaga guys hugging, but a very different feeling.
Yeah.
That was like if fucking Corey Kispert had just ran over to the UCLA huddle.
Yeah.
Let's go! That's what Trent did.
If Jalen Suggs, after hitting the shot, ran over that huddle, was like, "Let's go, boys!"
Yeah.
You know what's crazy though is that this parlay that I placed.
Oh my god.
It was originally had Gonzaga money line, but I was like, why take a money line if they're
He
gonna?
was like, why would I take a minus 800?
Yeah,
Oh, wait,
why take a minus 1,200 when I can get them first half at minus 500, which both the half and the game came down to the fucking wire, and both were buzzer beaters. It was
huge.
nuts.
And you know, there was also an underrated reaction in that moment as well. And I'd like to bring him in for a second, if Honcho doesn't mind stepping over here, because I would love to hear the reaction that he was going through when that shot hit. Because in the video that you saw, everyone is staying in the booth, and Honcho sees this shot go in and just full speed sprints out of here. And we have Honcho stepping in here.
David Bolisomi.
Was the featured random college football athlete of the week on Twitter. That's also my boss. Walk me through what was going through your head in that moment when you bum rushed out.
Take the floor.
Yeah, take
All right, so before the game started, right? My parlay just absolutely busted because the Braves did not show up. They did not show up. So
David was heavy on the over in the Braves game. I think they maybe scored 4 runs total.
no, they didn't score. They scored 0. Like the Phillies scored 4 runs. Like it was fucking awful. So I get back, we in the booth. Obviously, you know, I drink, and then Jason left his sheet on the boot with the fucking over circle, and I pick it up and I'm like, Jazang over, Hackers over. I'm like, I can see this hit. I'm like, all right. And my unit size is usually $20, but for some reason,
Who's got the biggest unit, you think?
Mr. CEO, Mr.
Yeah, pause.
But I go put 50 on it. Both of them hit, so I'm live. And the only bet that's still open at this point in the whole squad is my boy Mike.
Jason's spread
And
pretty much was
As
cash.
long as you slay.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And like at this point, like yes, you know, like Gonzaga is great, but like you want to see UCLA win. It's 11 seed.
Yeah.
Like nobody thought UCLA would make it this far, right? So we all cheering for UCLA, and it was just an absolute fucking roller coaster. They almost take it to second overtime. We all crunk, and then dude gets the ball.
A reservation.
Literally, literally at 8:30
on deck.
And the thing is, like, he makes the layup. The entire book just fucking go berserk. And then dude is driving. I'm like, there's no way he pulls up. Just in the air. And I'm like, there's no way it goes in. And then it goes in. And I know y'all seen this, like, a TikTok, a viral video, but it's like it's like a group of black people. And then it's like every time, like, black folks see something that's, like, funny or whatever, and they disperse. And, like, that's the thing that came up to my head. I was I was like, this is insane.
Many.
We just found him like
I'm
right
so-
before we started
We
filming.
should make a video of get like the first 2 seconds of Trent running or David running, and then throw him like in front of the Eiffel Tower,
Just
running,
like-
throw him like on the globe,
And then running in the room for the
Like,
podcast.
I was
maybe the Eiffel Tower like down the street.
there were so many emotions in my body at the same time, and the one thing that made sense to me was just fucking run.
Get out. I mean,
just
you
get the
busted
fuck out.
through that cage
And
like
I
a
just
horse getting ready to run.
exactly.
You're like,
And the
stop.
thing is, I didn't even have like both my bets hit already. Like I shouldn't have cared, but it was just such a great fucking game. One of the games I'm probably always going to remember, unless Gonzaga loses tomorrow. Then like I feel like.
So let's
they're-
talk about that. Like,
Which is a slightly hot take. I feel.
Is that like
feel
does
like-
Gonzaga now need to win for that to still be considered one of the best games?
I feel like they do. Like think about it. Like you remember winners, right? Like if they lose tomorrow, this game is like the impact of it is less of it. Like that shot was huge because it's the first time. Like when was the last time Gonzaga made it to the finals?
2017.
All right. Even before that, like the past,
Yeah,
the past,
Oh.
the past. I want to say
But I mean, they're undefeated now. It's a whole
they
different
are,
story.
and they were number
The
one.
narrative has changed.
Exactly. And if they lose tomorrow, did today really matter like that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think like no matter what happens, I feel like it will always
gonna
be
be
considered one of the greatest
ridiculous.
games.
Absolutely.
But what I agree with you is like I don't think it'll tarnish the reputation of that game because
Yeah.
then you will always say like Yeah, remember that
There's an
Gonzaga?
asterisk.
Yeah, you remember that Gonzaga UCLA game where Suggs made the half-court winner to win the game, but then you're always going to follow that story up with, yeah, but then they lost to Baylor.
Yeah, that's true.
exactly.
So I mean, like, if you were like, if they lose to Baylor by like 10 points tomorrow night, and then years later you ask me like rank the best games you've ever seen, I don't know if that's going to change me like ranking the game, but like when I say like, oh yeah, like number 2, number 1 was that Gonzaga UCLA game. But I'm always gonna be like, too bad they lost that, like it just tarnishes a little bit, but
Yeah, and here's my thing as well with those games. I feel like with those games, not so much the team is the difference. I feel like players make their names in games like that. Like Jalen Suggs etched his name in stone for March Madness. Johnny on the spot, Juzang etched his name in stone in March Madness. I mean, like, you looked at like some of the best, like, I think maybe like singular performances in like the last.
all I know
couple
is I'm
minutes.
glad you tailed those both those prop bets.
Yeah,
'cause
those were huge bets.
This is the year of JJ. I mean, you
Yeah.
got Johnny
Okay.
Juzang, you got Jaime Jaquez,
Yeah.
you got Johnson and Johnson making names for themselves.
with the vaccine.
Johnson and Johnson.
What other
vaccine.
JJs are
The
there?
vaccine.
Hashtag get your vaccines. Let's
Yeah,
get your
yeah.
vaccines. Let's get
So
this
we
COVID
can
thing
get all
over
you
with.
out here.
let's get this
Exactly,
COVID
that'd
thing
be
out
fun.
Yeah, but then so the game ends.
Yeah.
Absolute pandemonium. I want to walk through what happened after that game because I was absolutely
not
in
end there.
shock.
It
It
did
did
not
not.
end
It
there,
did not
folks.
end there. Let me tell you right now. Do you feel good about that or no? This guy's giving me no faith. 40% red. Oh my God! Just walk me off, dude. Just walk me off. I had UCLA money line. I need it. Oh my God, son. Let's walk through it. We had a reservation at Benihana's, as we said, right? After the game, everyone
Shout out
disperses
Benihana's.
except
No,
me and Jason.
we had a reservation at a restaurant. No free advertising. No free
Oh yeah, no free advertising, no free
A
advertising.
restaurant.
We'll fix that in post.
We had a
Don't
reservation
believe
at.
that.
Yeah, we had a reservation.
Bleep.
Everyone leaves except Jason and I because I need to like cash my things out because I was just in absolute shock. I had UCLA money line just ruined the night. So I actually hit a couple bets though. Joel Ayayi, Johnny Juzang, the race to 10. So I had a good and only one settled. It was the race to 10, correct?
Yes.
After the race
Yeah,
to
the props
10,
hadn't settled
Jason
yet.
and I are heading towards the restaurant, and I was like, I need to put this on roulette. And he was like, are you sure? And I was like, I literally like need to put this on roulette. And in the video, you see, I asked the guy, and I go, how do we feel about red? And I'm pretty sure he just responded was like,
All I heard was.
yeah. And I was like, he has no faith. And then on
And
the
then
little
Mike's
board,
like, yeah, I got you said money line tonight, so like it was good talk. And he was like, the guy made no emotion. He's like, I don't know why you're telling me this.
and on the board it says likeliness, red was 41%. So I was like, oh my God, 41%, we're done. So absolutely busted there. Lost all the winnings from that ticket. And then Jason was like, hold on, the other ones might have settled. So we go back again. And I get more money, and I was like, I need to go hit it again. Which is classic roulette mindset. Like, I need to get back.
Double down.
And I put it on red, which I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for. But I put it on red again, busted again. So, like, you're sitting there watching this happen. Like, what's going through your head while I'm just throwing money away?
Absolutely laughing my ass off. Man, and I told you too before the second one. I was like, dude, like, we're getting. Well, what's really going through my mind is like, I'm getting bombarded with texts like, yo, we can't be seated until everyone gets here. And then Mike and I are just like
So fucking
jogging around like from the cash out props to the roulette table, and they're like, yo, like, where are you guys at? And I'm like trying to get Mikey O'Ver out of the roulette table, and you just keep on going back, and you keep on telling the people about your life and your UCLA money line, and like no one
Got
cares.
sucked in.
And then yeah, I kept on asking like, bro, like, come on, we still have to go to Benihana's, like, please stop doing it.
Yeah.
And then yeah, I mean, we took 2 videos of both those roulette experiences, and they both just ended the exact same way with you just getting up and just walking with your hands on your fucking waist.
So, I mean, here's the thing. Once that settles and you lose, you don't get anything in roulette. You just got to leave
I mean, you have
the
to double
table.
down. You need to leave with something. You need to.
You
leave
left with something.
I left with
You cashed-
$25.
came
I had
in with
upwards of
like-
$100, left the table with $25.
It's all right. He paid the book twice.
Paid the book more than twice that night, actually. But yeah, I think, should I go into the train station here?
Let's go to the train station. Let's go to the pool.
Let's go to the train station. We're gonna hit the pool. You'll get some pool content shortly. Welcome to the train station. I'll be your conductor today. In the past episode, I said I was getting on 2 more hype
Everyone
trains.
got a helmet?
One happened to be the UCLA hype train. which I will say came to an end like this. I sat down in the seat. I was getting ready to go, and the guy was like, all right, you ready? Next stop, Gonzaga, Final Four. I was like, let's go. Like, hit the gas. Train starts going. We're feeling so good. Like, we're almost at the destination on time.
Just in first
on
class,
time.
sipping some wine.
On time. Tracks. Absolutely give out. Train in the forest, but I feel like we survived that one.
We did.
Just-
we made it back on the tracks.
Just
Exactly.
because of the circumstances of an 11 seed taking a 1 seed to overtime and then losing. So in that train, the conductor, after we're off the track, slammed. He went down the aisle, checked on everybody. He's like, "You good?" You're like, "Yeah, I'm good." He's like, "You good?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm good." I was in tears.
But both props hit.
Both props hit.
That train ride reminds me of like I feel like it's just a classic movie scene where like there's like a family driving in the car and they're like almost get into an accident. There's like a crazy scene like they're swerving, and they come to a stop and the dad's like, oh, you guys good? And then in the background, like as he's saying that, you just see like a truck coming. Like we survived the
And that was
first
the
major
roulette
accident,
table.
And then out of nowhere, boom.
Just fucking
That was the
destroyed.
roulette table.
Like, Dad, boom.
I got off the
That was a
train.
little dark. I'm sorry.
I stumbled.
Everybody died. Everybody.
Everyone dead. Johnny
started
Jukes and
back.
shotgun dead.
I stumbled off that train and got in this car that was labeled roulette winnings, and then that train just kept going. Dead. But here's the thing. We're about to step into the ticket station.
Step in.
So everyone's gonna have to get on another hype train. And I feel like we should keep it current, maybe for Monday's game.
Well, this is only coming out Tuesday, so.
So should we?
I don't know how that works.
So how do we want to go about the ticket station?
Let's see. What are some events happening next week?
So we do have the women's national championship game today.
That's today.
Dave and I were slow on the rowing, even though we would have absolutely
Even though
cashed.
Cambridge absolutely.
Johnny Jukes.
We're in the train station.
An absolute blowout.
I'm gonna purchase my ticket.
Okay.
I'm gonna talk to the lady. I'm going up to the lady. Excuse me. Baylor, money line, please. Now she's looking at me. I'm bruised, battered, roulette stealing my soul, Gonzaga absolutely ruining my body. Gives me the ticket. I'm getting on that train. She goes, David Mitchell's in first class. Matt Mayer's in first class.
Matt Mayer.
with the mo.
team.
She walks me into my seat. The conductor's like, "You ready? Next stop, Gonzaga national championship game." Get in my seat. I'm actually middle seat. This makes a lot of sense if you guys get on the same train. If you don't, middle seat. Baylor has complimentary snacks. I got complimentary snacks. They're coming down the lane. Absolutely excited for this train ride, man. They got AC. I'm ready for this train. We're going to the national championship game. It's a 1 seed underdog. I'm locked in. What tickets are you guys buying? Are you joining me?
Well, I just got off the train, but I was forced to come back on the train. So I guess that's a sign. I'm on Baylor money line.
Oh, for sure.
Wow.
Money line. For sure, Baylor.
Wow.
There's no questions about it.
I'm all right.
Dave has
question.
3 winning tickets in his head going, I'm taking Baylor money
And
line.
then in case Baylor loses, we'll delete that. I am completely off that train. Gonzaga's probably going to comfortably win. Like we said, like if they don't win that game, that shot yesterday doesn't matter.
Absolutely.
So I disagree. Remember that.
Trent, do you want to buy a ticket?
Right now, I'm not on the train, but I'm not saying that I could be convinced.
For Baylor money line. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Break Room episode 4, live from the Superbook in Las Vegas, brought to you by the Book It Sports app. What is the Book It Sports app?
Not by this
No.
drink.
Cut the check if you want to be
Nope,
featured.
not by this drink.
Johnny Juzang, come on the show. Brought to you by Book It Sports. What is
Not
Book It
there.
Sports? It's a one-stop shop for sports fans and sports bettors alike. You can track your bets,
Track.
post to the feed,
Post.
follow your friends,
Follow.
me,
You.
Track.
and all for free on the App Store. Get it today and stop fooling around, man. Stop fooling around.
And the Google Play Store.
And the Google Play Store, yeah, if you got an Android.
You can't forget about that.
If you're built
Can't
like
forget
that.
about the GPS.
If you're really built like that.
Alright, it's time to go.
Thank you for listening. By the time you see this, hopefully my hype train finally takes me home. This has been The Break Room. I'm Mikey O'Ver.
I'm Jason Herman. At Jason on Book It.
Your boy Honcho.
Where can they find you?
On Book It Sports.
You can find me, Mikey O'Ver, on Book It Sports as well. CEO hopped in as well. You can find him at Trent on the Book It app. And Nick Y'all behind the scenes. You can find him at Nick on the app. Thanks for listening.
Welcome to my TED Talk.
Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.